Okay, we're back, viewers of YouTube, to this blind reading slash playthrough slash whatever of Seiya no Yuta, the visual novel horror game thing. I'm Aiden. Just from the last recording, I took a quick break and got some tea, and I'm ready to read some more. So last time opened up with a very disturbing scene of, I guess, maybe the main protagonist. This seems to be more of a third-person view, so maybe there is no protagonist, and we're just gonna be looking at all the people's lives affected by this incident. But it was Fukiyomi, I think his name is, or Fukiyoshi. We were in a hellish world where there's bits of flesh everywhere. He claims that 3 months ago, everything in this world has turned into that, and all his friends and stuff have been transformed into monsters. He has to pretend that he's one of them, or they'll catch him and just kill him. And then after that, it showed the scene of what actually happened, and it shows his friends normally without creepy monster sprites in their conversation. Kind of just shows that, or more likely confirms that it's more of a mental thing than an actual magic world hell thing. So yeah, we got introduced to the characters. This is the doctor office, probably treating Mr. Fukiyomi. And we also learned about the incident where his parents, while they were traveling in a car, got in a car crashed with a tractor, and it badly damaged the corpse of both his mother, his father, and himself, which said 50 days of recovery, so about 2 months. He's been like this ever since, so we'll just dive right into this. See how it goes. So this will probably just be like a story about how their lives are effective and how they don't cope. Obviously, there is a little image on the side of it of a character we haven't met yet. So we still have to see her, but yeah, let's just go back into this. To Dr. Tanbo Ryutu. There's no patient more troublesome. This young man. What's a woman?
その後の経過はどうですか、咲坂さん。
Satisaka. So I was saying that right.
いいえ、別段。これといって問題もなく。
Of course, he doesn't want to admit or talk about his visions because one thing he's probably seen everyone as monsters. So if he admits he sees them as such, he'd probably fear for his life that he's gonna be attacked. And also he says he doesn't want to be locked in the hospital again, so there's that, which obviously isn't helping his mental state. His voice is hard and flat, his words tossed carelessly into the air. It is as though he is speaking to himself in the room. Even without the training of a psychiatrist, Ryuko can clearly sense the thickness of the wall he has erected between himself and the world.
吐き気やめまい、幻聴や幻覚といった体験は？
Last one.
いえ、何も。
Sakisaka appears to be looking at Ryuko. His gaze is actually aimed at a fraction down to the side. He's only superficially engaged in a conversation. He has no interest in perfect rejection. Realizing that she can't interview him like this, Ryoko sighs and sets aside her chart.
咲坂さん、あなたが当院で受けた処置は脳神経医学の分野では世界的に最先端の治療でした。
No, he had brain
そのことはご存知ですよね。
Okay, so he had some sort of brain surgery or something. We're getting all the answers to the puzzle really fast, which is pretty interesting. Did they hold this back a bit, but I guess it's not a bad thing to notice. Elimination of subdural hematoma through the use of micro machines, a treatment available in Japan only at the T University Medical Center, had been the only way to save Sakisaka Fuminori, that's his, from a cerebral contusion that should have been fatal. Elimination of... So they put micro machines in, probably like throwing something into his brain.
最先端であるということは、まだまだデータの出揃っていない危険性の伴う治療法だったという意味でもあります。
Yeah, something went really wrong with that.
そうでしょうね。
Sakisaka Fuminori lips twist slightly in what might be a bitter or mocking smile, but it's gone before Ryoko can discern it.
普通こんなことを言って脅かすのは医者として問題なんですが、施術後に重大な脳障害をきたしたケースも報告されているんです。予後の経過には十分に注意しなければなりません。
Yep. This is why he has been coming in for weekly checkups. Ryoko would like her patients to take them a little more seriously, though.
先週の MRI はどうでした？
Finally got to see his sprite. He looks a lot less, looked a lot older in his CG opinion, but he looks younger now. Probably because you can't really see the dark beige under his eyes. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a way for neurologists to examine the brain in detail without opening the patient's skull. Surprised by Sakisaka's common technical knowledge, Ryuko recalls his profile. I think the MRIs are kind of common knowledge, but...
そういえばあなたも医者の卵だったわね。
Ah, we're a doctor.
先生が心配しているような脳機能不全は画像診断だけでも十分にわかるはずですよね。何か異常はあったんですか？
いいえ。
No. There's nothing, not the slightest problem. A procedure with such a low rate of success, the result have been miraculous. However, there is still something bothering Ryoko. Presuming on what might be a doctor's instinct, Ryoko believes that there's something wrong with this patient. She can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something beneath his guarded exterior. There's some terrible weight on his soul, fear, or perhaps suffering. If it's an inorganic problem, then there's nothing she can do as long as he refuses to explain it.
大丈夫ですよ、先生。現に僕は今こうして病院の外でも何不自由なく生活しています。問題なんてないでしょ。
I guess, yeah, you can't really solve it if he's not open to solving it. We're talking about it.
ねえ、咲坂さん。こういった難しい手術は予後不断が原則なんです。もう少し私たちを信用してもらえませんと。
そうですよね。僕だって先生方を信用したい。どんな相談にも乗ってもらえるんですか？
ええ、もちろん。
じゃあ先週の話の続きなんですが、先生、あれから大貝教授については何か分かりましたか
？Unable to answer, Ryoko hardens the mask of her smile. He asked the same question last appointment, inquiring after someone whom he, an outsider, had no business knowing.
大貝教授のことは、あなたの治療とは何の関係もないでしょ？
信頼しろと言った矢先にいきなり隠し事ですか？
There are plenty of patients besides Sakisaka who made things difficult by jumping to conclusions. Ryoko understands that it's not an unnatural reaction when one's life is in question. In Sakisaka, however, she didn't see the short-sighted impatience that the other patients exhibit. His calm demeanor made it seem as though he's questioning a suspect in a crime rather than a doctor.
何分だいぶ前にここを辞められた方ですからね。 私個人としても交流があったわけではないし。
辞めた理由はご存知ない？
ええ、おそらく個人的な事情でしょうね。
Ryoko answers smoothly with no trace of her earlier hesitation. Having decided at the outset to lie, Ryoko has no trouble doing so with a straight face.
それにしても、咲坂さん、なぜあなたはそんなに鴎外教授にこだわるんです？
教授は今失踪中なんです。知ってましたか？
いいえ。
Ryoko realizes that her answer was a little too fast. She should have acted more surprised.
近頃教授の身内の人間と恋にしていましてね。その人から調査を頼まれているんです。
A relative? Ryoko considers this with a frown.
鴎外教授に縁者の方はおられないはずですが。
おお、誰から聞きました？
それは噂話に。
Ryoko replies, realizing that she had just said earlier that she had no contact with them.
なるほど。そんなことが噂になる程度には鴎外教授は有名人だったわけですね。
Oh, even being kind of crazy, at least this guy has just a sharp mind. I wonder what he's seeing in this scene, if he's talking to like some disgusting creature. I mean, he probably is, but like, I'm surprised he doesn't seem as scared as he was in when he was with his friends, at least.
まあ、一風変わった人だったみたいですね。
なのに、誰も彼が大学を辞めた理由を知らないと。
That's a train, sorry if you hear it. Ryoko falls silent, knowing that this isn't a topic she can brush away with just a smile. Satisaka seems to have finally grasped her mood. However, at his strangely stiff tone softens a little.
先生、僕はどうしても鴎外教授に会わなきゃならないんです。彼がいなくなったせいで行く当てがなくなり困っている子がいるんです。力になってもらえませんか？
Child might be the girl video you see to the right, even though I don't see her right now. But yeah.
それはむしろ警察の領分なんじゃないかしら。
Although she says it like it's nothing, the suggestion is actually a risky gamble. If Odai Mashito's disappearance becomes a police matter, the university will likely be investigated, and in order to cover up the mess Odai left behind, the entire facility will have to work to dispose of the evidence. Okay, this is also a good thing I like about third-person stories is you get to see a lot of the various characters' thought process. So like if this was just a first-person story only, we wouldn't get this information that she's actually being a lot more sketchy than she seems to be. I mean, she already seems kind of sketchy from the main character's point, but probably wouldn't know that the university obviously did something to him because he made some sort of mistake. Which seems kind of extreme, like, but you know, there's always some weird university cover-up, usually for like abuse or something. That like, yeah, I think we recently had one where there's a long history of sexual abuse at a university, which they covered up for a couple of years until they got exposed. So I guess, yeah, universities do care about the reputation, but anyways, it obviously something happened to him, and it's partially this university's fault. And she knows what happened, so. However, Sakisaka isn't likely to ask the police to investigate. First of all, his excuse is clearly a lie. They already made absolutely sure that Udai Masahito had no relatives who might come looking for him, which is what allowed them to bury the truth of what happened. But still, how did Sakisaka, no connection to this hospital other than a patient, learn about Odai?
咲坂さん、 私の知っている範囲のことは喜んでお教えします。ですが、大貝教授は今年の4月に辞表を出して、以後は何の音信もないんです。どこか長期の旅行にでも行かれたか、その程度しか想像つきません。
A long vacation. Alright.
そうですか。
Expecting resistance, Ryoto is surprised when Sakisaka backs down. Nevertheless, she's still worried about his condition. The mysterious link between him and Odai Masahito is only making her more uneasy. But as long as he doesn't open up to her, there's nothing she can do. After a brief pause, Ryoko writes progress good on Sakisaka's chart for today.
咲坂さん、それでは来週の診察ですが、今日と同じ4時でも。
But before she can finish, Ryoko looks up to see Sakisaka, already heading out the door. Oh. Okay, he definitely saw it as some weird thing. Because he was speaking, I'm just surprised because he was speaking so straightforward to the doctor. Well, in the last video, you can see how nervous he was with his friend, so maybe he does see her somehow differently, but let's get And I just gotta applaud the author who did this, because this is a really terrifying scene, and I love it as a horror enthusiast. It looks like someone sprayed the walls with pit guts from ceiling to floor, but I know that this is the hospital hallway. What color should the walls of a hospital be? White, of course. It goes without saying that no hospital would ever paint its walls this color. And to the creatures of rotten flesh shambling around me, this hospital probably looks just as white as it should. I know that the walls are really white and the piles of meat are really humans. I'm the one. Okay, before it seemed kind of like he was denying the fact that he's crazy. No, it literally said, I know I'm not crazy. So this is... It seems he's going back and forth with the prospect that it's a problem or it's not a problem, which I guess is part of a person suffering of disability like this would think. And I shouldn't call him crazy, that's kind of offensive, but I guess mentally unstable is a better word for it. Even if my university's medical department is nowhere near as good as T University's, I'm still a medical student, majoring in neurosurgery. I have a basic idea of what has happened to me, though it's hard to believe. But he seems a lot more calm than he was with his friends, maybe because he has more of an emotional connection to them. I guess he doesn't really care too much about the doctor. What's her name? Ryoko. This isn't a pathological condition. It's probably some sort of form of agnosia, or an unknown type of cognitive disorder. Probably from those weird prototype machines they put in your brain. That's terrifying. But I guess like if it's the only way to save himself, then might as well do it, right? The flesh beast called Tambo Ryoto. So he does see her like a crazy flesh beast. He said that there were patients who had developed brain disorders after receiving the same treatment as me. So I guess I'm just another failure. So much for the elite university medical school. It makes me want to laugh in that know-it-all doctor's face. That said, I don't blame the doctors who operated me. After all, I do owe them my life. I know as well as anyone how low the chance of success was, and that there was no way other to save my life. Yeah, his demeanor's just completely changed from the first scene with him, which is just throwing me off. Oh my god. I cannot imagine living like this, especially like, even though I can handle gore, it still makes me feel uneasy, and if I ever... And I'm really easy to like throw up, so just... Oh, that's so gross. The heck? What it all comes down to is my bad luck, nothing more. The point is, that my condition isn't treatable like your everyday mental disease. I have no choice but to live the rest of my life with this disorder. Just like someone adapting to a hearing aid or a wheelchair, I must adapt to this nauseating theme. Good luck. I feel like this is much more extreme than adapting to a hearing aid or a wheelchair. Of course it's hard. It wasn't easy to resign myself to this fate. But there's more than just despair. Even for me, there's a single glimmer of hope, and I didn't read it. I didn't double click, I just went through. Beating go back though, I believe. But there's more than just keeping my eyes on my feet so as to see as little of this horrible world as possible. I hurry home. It's a weird menu. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood. In my house that's much too large for me alone. My parents, even unluckier than me, died in the accident 3 months ago. I couldn't even go to the funeral for being in intensive care. My father's business collapsed, but I was left with the house and enough money to live on for a while. Yeah, we need to pause and look at all this background work. There's usually background work in visual novels, I feel, is not, like, obviously, I'm not saying they're done badly, but there's definitely not as much focus. But in terms of this story, of course there has to be. It's just done so great. I love it. Of course I'm sad. But that accident took more from me than just my parents. In fact, being able to live alone and as I please has probably saved me. If they were still alive, my parents would never have allowed me to live with some strange girl after all.
おかえり。
As I opened the door, a bright voice reached me from the kitchen. Clear as a bell, the voice is undeniably human. The moment it reaches my ears, it flushes the day's terrible voices and discordant sounds from my memory.
ただいまさや。
Kind of a title drop. Even the patter of feet coming down from the hallway is music to my ears. Nothing else in the city can hear such footsteps. Only in this house with Saya am I so privileged.
遅かったね。ちょっと心配しちゃったぞ。
So she appears completely normal to him, which is... Yeah, so this is the girl. Obviously I haven't played this, I don't know anything about this, but except this girl is like everywhere where you search the game, and I had to put a filler image, so I just saw a bunch of pretty much the same pictures of her, so I knew she was coming anyways. Not really a spoiler. Yeah, so he can see her perfectly, which, what does that mean? That means that she might not be real? The thing I'm worried about the most is that maybe she's actually a monster, and if he ever gets his vision back to normal, she's gonna actually look like one of those flesh things in the real life. He's just seen it as opposite. I know that's not really... That's just a theory I'm getting just right off the top of my head, that thing. So, to me, I think she's either not real or she's really a monster. What else could it be? It could be that she's also suffering from this weird mental disease and somehow sharing. I don't know. It doesn't really work out that way. And she does apparently know about the doctor he's searching for. I already forgot his name. Something with an O. So that means she's connected to him somehow, and we know that he made a mistake somehow. So, anyways, yeah. So she's some sort of piece to the puzzle, naturally, since she's masked out of the game anyways.
ごめんよ。今日は病院に寄っていく日だったから。
あー、そうだっけ。
looks really young too. And her smile in the quizzical. Is that a word? Dude, I'm searching that up. Sorry. That is. I've never heard of that word. Quizzical. Quizzical. That is a word. Good to know. I like learning new words. Well, I guess that's something. In the quizzical tilt of her head, it's everything that I have lost. Since my accident, this girl's the only person I've met. Perhaps the only person in this world who does not trigger my cognitive disorder. True, her skin seems too white. The color of her eyes and hair is probably different in reality. But even so, her form is clearly, undeniably human. So yeah, it's talking about her form. That might also be it. Maybe she's just like... Maybe she is just a normal human, but she just looks completely different. Like, maybe she's an old lady. But yeah, she has green eyes, black... I mean, it's not... I mean, I guess green eyes like that is pretty unusual, but her skin doesn't look that pale. Her hair, well, that's kind of weird. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. And it's not just her appearance, even her voice and her something. The voice is very high pitched. As I bend down to take off my shoes, Saya, as always, wraps her arms around my neck and pulls me gently to her tiny bosom. Her skin feels truly human, neither cold nor slimy, and from her hair wafts the sweet fragrance of a young girl. Wafts. I know that's a word, but I hear that every day. In all the world, only Saya is pleasing to my five senses. And this made sense because just I'm mad, like putting myself in his shoes. If you can actually find something normal in this nightmareable world, I'd definitely become super attached to it. And what's more, she smiles at me, embraces me. She knows that she is my salvation, and for some reason is happy that I need her. If I had not met her, I'd been all alone in this twisted, filth-ridden world. I would have no doubt succumbed to true madness. There's no exaggeration to say that Saya alone is.
今日は一日どうしてた？
I just hope she's a monster, dude. It's my horror senses. I love just like calling something out during like a movie or something and like, okay, this is gonna happen. I feel like that'd just be a super good plot twist. I mean, technically, if I can figure it out, maybe it's not a good plot twist, but I just have a lot of experience with horror stories and such, and it feels like it would just fit in so well.
今の模様替えもう半分ぐらい塗り終わったよ。で今はね、文則の晩ご飯作ってるの。昼間テレビで作り方やってたから。
Maybe she does really look like this and she's some sort of experiment at a state university or something. I don't know, maybe I should stop theory crafting until we learn a little bit more about this. About this girl. We're just saying all this stuff and we've talked to her for like 2 minutes.
そうか。
もうちょっと時間かかりそうなの。待っててくれる？
いいよ。じゃあ、僕は今の続きをやってる。
Oh, is his food gonna look all like disfigured? That would suck having to eat that. Maybe that's why I didn't drink his coffee too, because it's probably all bloody and shit. After watching the humming Saya return to the kitchen, I enter the living room. Oh. I realized one day after if the natural colors of the world are sickening, all I have to do is paint over them with colors that seem pleasant. After I bought every kind of paint at the hardware store, Sam and I started my different information. That is super smart. I guess that's a way to adapt to. Yeah. I mean, it still looks terrible, but green, which looks slimy, still looks better than the blood red. I think almost anything would look better than that ugly blood red. When we first started on the living room, Saya, unsure what to do with the curtains, had just painted carefully around the windows. Without hesitating, I tore the print and painted over the window glass itself. There'll never be anything out there that I want to see, and if you keep the rain shutters down, neighbors probably won't think any of it.
ご飯できたよ。
こっちで食べよう。
So I guess he's fine with it being green. And if that's the only color that works, I'm sure. As she enters the living room carrying a food tray, Saya sniffs the air. Oops, did she say something? Yeah, the smell of paint sucks when it's drying. It was terrible. Gives you headaches and stuff.
Saya は嫌いかい？
Oh yeah, it's not just his vision, because he thought like his friends spit a lot in his face, his senses and smells and maybe even taste was affected. God damn.
平気。文則が大丈夫ならいい。
Saya set the food on the table. Unfortunately, neither its color nor smell is at all appetizing, which I feared. Not that eating elsewhere is any
いただき
different.
ます。
You just gotta close your eyes and deal with it. As has become my custom, I steel myself and methodically transport the food into my mouth. The taste is as gut-wrenching as I expected, but it's not Sayo's fault. I'm sure she made it exactly like the cooking show said. It's just my taste buds can't accept it.
美味しくない？
まあね。
Lying about these things won't make Saya happy. She knows about my condition.
気にしないで。明日はまた別のものを作ってあげるから。
I guess if you just keep testing, maybe something. Like I said, maybe you can do like the opposite and then just have something really disgusting and maybe it'll taste better to him.
ごめんな、いつも。せっかく作ってくれたのに。
Train alert.
いいのよ。こうやっていろいろ試していけば、いつか文則でも美味しく食べられるメニューが見つかるかもしれないじゃない。
Yep, good thinking. In my current state, eating is nothing more than an unwelcome duty. As much as I hate it, I have to do it to survive. If I stay alive, then perhaps one day, as Saya says, I'll be able to eat something delicious again. I'm at Saya, didn't I?
さやは食べないの？
私はもう済ましたから。
Even after we started living together, Saya's never once eaten with me. I don't know why she refuses to do so. It makes me a little sad, but I'm not about to force her. Sounds sketchy. After all, she's putting up with all the eccentricities that are a result of my warped senses.
そういえば、今日もう一度病院で君のお父さんのこと聞いてみた。
パパの？
Ugai Masahiko. Saya's father is her only relative and a professor at the T University. Guessing T University might just be Tokyo University, but you can't really say that in a game, I guess. Saya has asked me to unravel the mystery of his
やっぱり
disappearance.
何も教えてくれない。何か隠している雰囲気なんだな。
Sure.
そう。
Oh. I expected Saya to be a little more dejected.
心配じゃないのかい？お父さんのこと。
そういうわけじゃないの。
Saya responds with an unreadable expression. She gives a little shake of her head, then smiles at me once again.
ありがとう、文則。私のためにいろいろと。
Uminori.
君はそれ以上のことを僕のためにしてくれるんだ。
I thanked her for the meal and set my chopsticks down next to perfectly clean plates. No matter how tasty, thinking of the emotion that sight put into it gave me the strength to finish it.
じゃあお風呂にする？
なあ、また背中流してくれるか？
Okay. Sure. Keep me 1 second. 1 second. Just got a semi-important message that I have to take care of. Okay, should be good. Sorry about that. Ever since I moved in, it's been like having a new wife. Is this a scene I should be? Okay. Maybe not. Is green the... I hope they're still experimenting with the colors, because I don't feel like... I feel like green isn't the best. Well, there's something. Oh, we'll deal with it in editing. I should have probably had a sensor on the recording software that I can just pop before this happened, but it's alright, I'll figure it out. Well, here's a set scene. She's a little weird and she looks really young, but it's fine. I'm just gonna read this because it's kind of funny, but Saya's slender hip bounce up and down like an insatiable flywheel. Each descent thrusting my hard desire deep into the embrace of her hot, tight room. It's always funny reading like set scenes and just normal novels anyways, just because it always comes out as kind of awkward and like super intimate.
いいの。すごい熱い。奥まで。
Maybe I might have to skip over the voice text if possible, if it gets too explicit. Who would imagine that her slender, seemingly incorruptible body would ever glisten with the hot sweat of passion or feast on pleasure with such bottomless lust? Okay, Mr. Poet. Saya, my darling, is this really what you want? Why do you go so far? Am I that you can give yourself to me body and soul? Skip. You don't need that. Or is this merely sympathy? Do you pity me, the exile from society? Is that enough for you to surrender yourself to such mad passion? Are you so wanton? I'm thinking that. I like to know what words mean. It's actually just spelled like wonton. Oh. Okay. Means of a cruel or violent action, deliberate and unprovoked, or sexually unrestrained, or having any casual sexual relationships, which is the dative definition, which I guess is what this is.
みのり、すごく。
Step! Step! I'm not gonna read those out loud. It's alright. As she rides unruly atop me, she gazes down at me with a bewitching smile, and her eyes that are utterly devoid of twisted or sinful desire. They are only melting flames of ecstasy. Her beautiful carnal bones and twisting body seem impossible, dreamlike, and I can't help but wonder if even the pleasure that is burning me from head to toe is but an illusion. Scenes which, leading to touch her to reassure myself that she's real. I raise my hands to her small breasts, seize them like my life depends on it. Saya immediately convulses, screams like an animal. As I roll her sharp nipples through my fingers, she throws her head back and gasps for air. I'm going to pieces. It's one of her lines. I don't know. I'm going to pieces. Saya is here with me now, but I can only be sure of it for this moment. Only when I'm joined with her can I believe.
Minori!
Yes. But then I nod and accelerate the piece of my thrusts. Saya's gasps rise in pitch as her mad dance of passion reaches its peak. Seems that damn, dude. I know you can't see this, but Minori's actually like really like well built, like muscly. He looks so like skinny with his shirt on, but this guy looks like he has a six-pack. God damn. It's like such an awkward position too. No matter what cruel fate might await Saya, there's nothing I fear more than losing her. As Saya climaxes convulsing and wailing, I give into her tight impatience and unleash my boiling hot seed into her womb. There we go. We're back! That was awkward. Fuminori just going extremely poetic for a couple of minutes. I guess it's fine. Saya collapses atop me, still smiling, and I wrap my arms around her. The feeling of her soft, sweat-soaked skin, the warmth emanating from her body reassures me that she is still here.
Minori, 泣いてるの?
We should try it.
どうしてなんだサヤ。なぜ僕にここまでしてくれる？
I realize that my cheeks are wet with tears.
みのり。
わからないんだ。わからないのに僕だけがどんどん君に惹かれていく。君なしじゃ耐えられなくなっていく。
Maybe it's the master plan. I wrap my arms tighter around Saya, praying that our bodies will melt together and never be apart.
教えてくれ。どうすれば君を失わずにいられる？僕は何をすればいい？どうやって君に報いればいい？
こうやって抱いていて。
Saya whispers lovingly to my... keep holding me, Saya whispers lovingly to my chest.
みのりに抱いてもらうの大好き。
I want
ず
you
っ
to
と
make
一
love
緒
to
に
me.
こうしていたい。
I want you to stay like this
だ
forever.
から私は
I won't leave
み
you.
のりから離れたりしない。
なぜ僕なんだ？
それはね、みのりが一人ぼっちだから。
Still my raised Saya gazes up into my eyes.
それはさやも
I
一
should
人
be
ぼっち
reading
だった
this
から。
since it's not reading. Whoops! I want you to stay like this forever. I won't leave you for glory. Why? Why me? Because you are all alone, of course. Because I was alone too.
だからさやにもふみのりしかいないの。
You're all I have to.
この世でただ一人だけ
It's all
私を抱きしめてくれる
you will embrace me.
大好きな
Precious.
ふみのり。
I know. No matter how horrifying the world becomes, all I'll ever need is Saya. Yeah, this is gonna get spicy with Yo. But I think this is a good place to stop. So we were introduced to Saya. Seems incredibly sketchy, but is Fuminori's only hope in the world because she actually lived normal. And yeah, they're lovers, I guess. Secret lovers. I knew there's set scenes, I think I mentioned it, but I thought they wouldn't be voiced since they're usually not voiced unless it's like a full sex novel. So yeah, I guess I'll do some editing. I'll just put a picture on top of that or something. So yeah, that was interesting. I like the paint thing, the adaptation to the world, because I totally didn't think of that at all. Trying to adjust it by experimenting with different colors and stuff. Yeah, this I said a bunch of theories. I think it was Saya right off the bat, which we may or may not see. I feel like it'll be revealed what she is or what she looks like or whatever when someone else actually meets her. But who knows when that's going to happen, right? But I'm pretty. This is interesting. This has been a good read. It probably will be my last recording of this week, so it'll be 2 videos this week. But who knows, maybe tomorrow I can fit in a video. Because I'll probably just record on the weekends and kind of release the videos throughout the weekdays. But yeah, this has been fun. A good, enjoyable, creepy story so far. But I've been really impressed with the backgrounds and the atmosphere of Fuminori's point of view. It's been very well done so far. And I'm excited to read more, so if you enjoyed it or you have any questions or maybe advice for me because I made a mistake or something, feel free to leave that in the comments or come back for more if you're interested in me reading this. I just said this is my first time reading through a visual novel. I usually just read in my head, so I might have missed some lines or whatever. Sorry about that. Just adjusting to it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Save. Let's go save here. It's been fun, and I hope you come back. Bye!